This is BBC1 for the Midlands. Now it's time for the regional news with sign language for the deaf. Good afternoon to you. Police are hunting for animal rights activists who are believed to be responsible for planting bombs outside 2 town centre shops at Leamington Spa in Warwickshire. The small bombs, described by Detective Chief Inspector Derek French as fairly crude homemade explosive devices, were planted outside a fur shop and a butcher's at the weekend. The first bomb exploded, damaging the window of Brian's Furs in Regent Street. The town centre was searched and the second device was found at Alf Jones' butcher's shop and defused. The body of a 71-year-old woman has been found at a flat in Birmingham. Police were called to Cottesmore House in Handsworth Wood this morning. They found the body of Edna Lancaster lying in front of a portable gas heater. The cause of death hasn't been yet established, but there are no suspicious circumstances. A 20-year-old Wolverhampton woman has appeared in court following a siege in the town yesterday. Helen Alsop of Penderford was charged with threatening to kill 23-year-old David Owen at his home in Portobello. She was remanded on bail until January the 6th. Police in Telford say they're very concerned for the safety of a young mother who abandoned her baby in hospital on Boxing Day. 29-year-old Wendy Matthews was wearing only a sweatshirt and trousers when she disappeared. 4 teenagers have been released from hospital after treatment for burns received when a canister of lighter fuel exploded. The 4, all from the West Midlands, have been sniffing the fumes when one of them lit a cigarette. They were taken to Birmingham Accident Hospital with flash burns to their faces and hands. Meanwhile, a pensioner from Walsall who was injured when she accidentally pierced an aerosol can is in a stable condition in the hospital's major injuries unit. In the Midlands weather outlook, after some mainly light snow at first, it'll become drier for a time tonight with a period of rain tomorrow. Temperatures near freezing at first will rise overnight up to about 5 degrees tomorrow. That's the Midlands news. We'll have more this evening at 10 minutes to 6.
Christmas. Did you have a good Christmas? I expect you were absolutely full of mince pies, Christmas pud. You'll be eating turkey just like me for the next 3 weeks. Casseroles, sandwiches in the fridge, all that sort of thing. You sick of turkey yet? I think I am. I've got some of your Christmas cards here. We shall still be able to open those. I'm still opening them. Goodness me, so many came in. My 9-foot Christmas tree here. Sid thought I was going to get in trouble with the Forestry Commission for having one this large, but I've not heard anything yet. So, ooh, I've got your presents. You didn't think I was going to do those, did you? Well, I've got some presents here so that Christmas lasts a little bit longer. We'll open some. Actually, I can open one now, can't I? What's this one here? Who's this come from? This has come from Anne-Marie. It says, for any special occasion. Terrific. What will it be? It's a tie! Now, we start this afternoon's programmes with Caterpillar Trail, and Stuart Bradley will follow the trail to North Wales. See what you can hear.
Course. Spotted. Jotted. So it's... Garrowit. Join.
This part of Strangford Loch is famous for a very special type of sea creature. Bill is having a look for it now. I'll see if I can give him a hand.
Sometimes find them attached to
And
the
they're
weed.
green.
Ah, here we are. Now, we'll just see if we can get them up and have a bit of a look at them. These are attached to weed rather than rocks. You grab those and we'll have a bit of a look. You see
And what
that?
are these called?
These are snake locks and enemies.
They're a lovely colour, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're lovely green colour there. What we'll do is we'll just, because they're on weed, we'll rip off the piece of weed which they're attached to.
Yes. I've got rather a large piece of weed,
Yes.
I'm afraid. I'll trim it
We
down
only
a bit.
need, we only need a small piece of weed, just so as we don't
Disturb them.
disturb them too much. We'll put it in here and take it back to the aquarium.
They'll be all right out of water for a while,
They'll
won't
be okay in there. We keep it damp, but not underwater.
As long as they don't dry off, then?
Yeah.
Ah, carry on searching.
Now there's something, if I can lift this up. Would you like to hold
Yeah,
this just
that's
a
right.
second? Now, there's a nice sponge. Bring that out.
So this again isn't vegetation, it's animal
No, this
life.
is animal, and it looks for all the world like vegetation.
Is that good for the aquarium?
No, we won't use that. It's hard to keep in an aquarium, and when it starts to break down, if it doesn't survive, it spoils the water very quickly for everything else. So we put that back and leave it quietly sucking water where it was. Right, put that back where we found it, and that'll be quite happy.
That'll latch on again to a rock or whatever.
We have it tucked back in where we found it.
Right.
And that'll be fine.
There's an immense amount of life in this just small area.
Yes, lots of different types of weeds and animals. If we try and find some more, I'd like a few more snake locks if we can find them.
Right, I'll keep my eyes open.
Well, Stuart, here we are then. That's what we've got so far from our collections. We've already got them in the tank, as you can see.
I recognise that sea urchin at the back.
Yes, that's one of the ones we collected when we were out in the trawl, along with the sea mat beside it.
That's the lemon.
That's the one that
smelt
you
of
can smell
lemon.
the lemon on.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things up here also came from that trawl.
I didn't see that starfish up there.
Yes, he's got those rows of tube feet. And the suckers on the end, that's how he sticks there.
His one leg is almost out of the water. Does that matter?
That won't matter, that won't worry him at all.
What's this here coming out of the sand?
This is, remember when we went for the burrowing anemones?
The ones you had to dig up in
Yes,
the sand.
in the sand. This is a burrowing anemone. There's another couple in here, but they haven't opened up and shown themselves yet.
Well, we've got these that we've just got.
Yes.
Do these go straight in?
We will just let them float around the top for about a half hour or so, just until they get used to the temperature of the tank water. And then we'll put them in and they'll crawl around the rocks and up the sides of the tank, and we'll be able to see those when we have another look.
We've done a good job on this. It's like just a small section of the seabed, really, isn't it?
That's the aim of the whole exercise, to get as close as we can.
On the trail.
Kevin's pets.
I've got two Chinese fire-bellied toads. They're called Hulk and Nessie. They live in my bedroom. I look after them. They're about as big as chocolate biscuits. They're orange on their belly. They've got black spots and they're green. We dig for the worms and give them to toads. I don't like handing them worms. But the toads will eat the worms and squeak around one place to another. In the toad's tank there is stones, dirt and plants, logs, but one can't hide in, but one can, because there's a hole in it. Nessie stays in the log. Hulk stays in the water most of the time. You have to clean out the toads once a day. You just take the water to clean out because they leave dirtness in it, which is all green and horrible. You put nice clean water in. You can see the green bottom now, what stays there. They've got funny feet, 3 bumps and a knee. And sometimes they fight with each other. Sometimes they keep me awake too. The toads go whibbit, 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 whibbit. I've just got a chickplant called a Hazel. She's a sort of squirrel. Hazel eats nuts, big nuts, and sunflower seeds and small nuts and raisins. That's all she eats. She doesn't eat green stuff. Sometimes when you give her nuts, she keeps it in her pouch. Big cage so she can go out and climb about. Hazel goes funny. She rolls over. Sometimes she wets her tail around and makes funny shapes.
Imagine.
Imagine a bird in full evening dress, pompously waddling around. But imagine him freewheeling on his tummy down the snowy slide he's found. Imagine a bird who cannot fly, but, as well as a fish, can swim. Imagine a bird who loves the water, but won't be the first one in. Imagine a row of of these rather odd creatures, queuing up by the water for who dares wins. For all the world like a line of head waiters. You've imagined, of course, a row of penguins.
Spot this.
Are you ready? It's a snake.
Listening.
With Nigel and the Watch and YOC groups.
Come on, Biff. Come sit down here. Now, we've come to see how many waders and wildfowl we can see on the estuary. And this is one of the best bits, because there's lots of food for all sorts of waders and wildfowl here. But as well as looking at birds, I'm going to ask you to listen for birds as well, to use your hearing to sense the sounds, the songs and calls of birds around us. What I'm going to ask you to do is to be absolutely quiet for just 1 minute, and during that time we'll do nothing else but concentrate on using our earlobes. All right? Quite a lot of noise from the wind, isn't there? And the small trees behind us. That was a small bird in the woodland just beyond the river. I think they were bullfinches. What was that?
Dunlin.
That's right, Dunlin, a very characteristic call, and the smallest wader on the beach. We were lucky to hear it. Unfortunately, though, I think we're coming to the end of our minute. There's just a few seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Went quickly, didn't it? It does when you're concentrating.
Made in the leaves.
Well, we didn't hear too many birds, unfortunately, did we? There were other sounds. Did any of you recognise any other sounds? Inga, what did you hear?
Scrunching of stones when people move.
Scrunching of stones when people moved, even though you were trying to keep still. Yes, Richard?
Yes, I heard the wind in the trees behind us rustling the branches together.
That's right. That's